Harvard President Claudine Gay resigns. Harvard University President Claudine Gay resigned Tuesday amid plagiarism accusations and criticism over testimony at a congressional hearing where she was unable to say unequivocally that calls on campus for the genocide of Jews would violate the school's conduct policy. Gay is the second Ivy League president to resign in the past month following the congressional testimony. Liz McGill, president of the University of Pennsylvania, resigned December 9. Gay, Harvard's first black president, announced her departure just months into her tenure in a letter to the Harvard community. Following the congressional hearing, Gay's academic career came under intense scrutiny by conservative activists who unearthed several instances of alleged plagiarism in her 1997 doctoral dissertation. Harvard's governing board initially rallied behind Gay, saying a review of her scholarly work turned up a few instances of inadequate citation, but no evidence of research misconduct. The Harvard Corporation said the resignation came with great sadness and thanked Gay for her deep and unwavering commitment to Harvard and to the pursuit of academic excellence. Gay's resignation was celebrated by the conservatives who put her alleged plagiarism in the national spotlight. Christopher Rufo, an activist who has helped rally the GOP against critical race theory and other cultural issues, said he's glad she's gone. Rather than take responsibility for minimizing anti-Semitism, committing serial plagiarism, intimidating the free press, and damaging the institution, she calls her critics racist, Rufo said on X, formerly Twitter. Critical race theory is a way of thinking about America's history through the lens of racism. Scholars developed it during the 1970s and 1980s in response to what scholars viewed as a lack of racial progress following the civil rights legislation of the 1960s. It centers on the idea that racism is systemic in the nation's institutions, which function to maintain the dominance of white people in society. Racist mobs won't stop until they topple all black people from positions of power and influence who are not reinforcing the structure of racism. Award-winning author Ibram X. Kendi, who survived scrutiny of an anti-racist research center he founded at Boston University, said in an Instagram post. Al Sharpton, in a statement called "Pressure for Gay to Resign," an attack on every black woman in this country who's put a crack in the glass ceiling, and an assault on the health, strength and future of diversity, equity and inclusion. Gay, McGill and MIT's president Sally Kornbluth came under fire last month for their lawyerly answers to a line of questioning from New York Rep. Elise Stefanik, who asked whether calling for the genocide of Jews would violate the college's codes of conduct. The three presidents had been called before the Republican-led House Committee on Education and the Workforce to answer accusations that universities were failing to protect Jewish students amid rising fears of anti-Semitism worldwide and fallout from Israel's intensifying war in Gaza, which faces heightened criticism for the mounting Palestinian death toll. Gay said it depended on the context, adding that when speech crosses into conduct that violates our policies, the answer faced swift backlash from Republican and some Democratic lawmakers as well as the White House. The House committee announced days after the hearing that it would investigate the policies and disciplinary procedures at Harvard, MIT and Penn. Separate federal civil rights investigations were previously opened at Harvard, Penn and several other universities in response to complaints submitted to the U.S. Education Department.